Hello, hockey fans, and I want to apologize to anybody who saw my tweets yesterday. I was, and still am, extremely furious. I started making videos about the Ottawa Senators rebuild about 5 years ago, and how I was glad that they had traded away a lot of the players, although even though he's back, Chris Kelly would have been one of the ones that I would have kept. Glad he went to Boston, he got his cup. But it doesn't change the fact that I was really, really mad because they have now pretty well gotten rid of almost everybody that they traded everybody away for. I mean, the whole point of drafting Mika Zibanejad number 6 was because he was the best player available. He was a dynamic forward. And don't get me wrong, I did criticize him in the World Juniors in that he only scored the one goal. It was a gold medal winning goal, but he did hardly anything. He wasn't a great player in that series either. Now, his years in Ottawa, he progressively got better and better, and the patience for him just ran out. They wanted something now, and again, I can't emphasize enough how much this stinks of Melnyk. This is something that he wanted. He wants this team in the playoffs. Financially, it makes sense because they don't make money unless they make a first or second round in the playoffs. And not making a playoffs means he loses money. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is that he's a very competitive man and he wants to be in the playoffs. But it doesn't change the fact that you brought in a guy that's older to replace a guy that's younger and bigger and has future potential for results now. And there's no guarantee it's going to work either. One of the biggest failures of this team in the rebuild wasn't their forwards. Mika Zibanejad was just fine. He was developing fine. He's not a Sidney Crosby. Nobody, mind you, he's got the same numbers Sidney Crosby had in the Olympics. He did nothing except win Canada a gold medal. You know, if you have a guy like that scores you game-winning, series-winning, gold medal-winning goals, you don't get rid of him. There's no reason in the world to do that. He was, again, I can't emphasize him enough, a player that was progressively getting better. I think this is a step back. Brassard isn't going to bring that much more to the table. He scored the same number of goals. And yes, his playoff performance may be better, but you have to get to the playoffs. And this guy doesn't sound like he's much better during the regular season. The problem with this team is that a lot of the defensemen that they drafted in that rebuild failed miserably. Cowan, Weirkosh, they just kept getting rid of defensemen, and now they brought back guys that are going to be better on defense. I expect this defense to be much better this year. Even the bottom pairings were adequate to keep this team going. That was never the problem. The problem with this team was Erik Karlsson showed up out of shape. Cowan was a complete bust. And then the rest of it, Weirkosh didn't live up to his World European Championship talent that he showed. That just it disappeared for some reason this year. And the other problem with this team is that Mika Zibanejad, and I heard this all year, did not have consistent wingers playing with him. He was always being changed, moved around, different wingers, players. They kept trying to try different things, and it kept failing. And it wasn't until the end of the season when Mika actually had consistent players to play with him that things started to improve. Again, the one-timer, beginning of the season, he couldn't hit the side of a barn. At the end of the season, he was scoring goals more consistently. Everything, like I said, was getting better and better and better, and this team has just thrown it away now. They brought in a guy. I'm not going to like him right from the beginning. He's going to have to impress me severely for me to change my mind. And I'm also going to be watching the Rangers this year. I want to see how Zibanejad does there. It's a better environment as far as I'm concerned. Less meddling of ownership there. They seem to be a better organized team. We'll see what happens. Until next time.